Like TeddyGrey on stuff, whooshy gives a proper reaction.
And now for something completely different.
Welcome back, my name is TeddyGrey. Welcome, Agust D, Haegeum. This is Sugar, for those of you that don't know. I'm not actually that clued up about BTS at all. I haven't listened to any of their songs. I've been going through the singles from each member. Done RM, done Sugar, done J-Hope. I'm sure they'll all come in due time. I'm not going anywhere. So without further ado, please like, comment, subscribe. Thank you very much to Barbs for this suggestion. And without further ado, let go. If you're watching this in the premiere, hit the live chat button, come say hi. We don't bite. This is like Warriors. Anybody seen that film from the 80s? Warriors? Anyone? If he uses them to assassinate anybody.
Yeah.
Don't do it to him.
Okay. Yeah. 이 노래는 해금, yeah. 올라타봐 지금, yeah. 폭작되는 리듬, 어쩌면 이 또한 또 다른 해금, yeah. 이 노래는 해금, yeah. 올라타봐 지금, yeah. 폭작되는 리듬, 어쩌면 이 또한 또 다른 해금, yeah. 이 노래는.
So what is a Haegeum? He never actually explained it. That beat, insane. The fact that beat only kicked in when he done what he done to that guy with the chopsticks as well, just ran at him as well. The guys behind him with the masks on, I'm guessing they were with Agust D. Okay. Jesus, I was not expecting that. I mean, I was expecting him to do something with the choppies. Shambhala beads on. Jesus, it's a throwback.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. 이 노래는 해금, yeah. 올라타봐 지금, yeah. 폭작되는 리듬, 어쩌면 이 또한 또 다른 해금, yeah. 이 노래는 해금, yeah. 올라.
This song's a Haegeum. I'm a new kind of Haegeum. So I don't know. Maybe it's like a monster or like a demon. Maybe I don't know, because it seems like he's on devil time. He's on devilish behavior. You don't do that with a pair of chopsticks and then walk around floating on air. This guy's about devil time. Let's go. Do you know what's weird as well? I heard Jin for the first time in Set Me Free Part 2. Know all the words to that. Instantly became one of my favourite songs of this year. Absolutely killed that. But in that, he was quite like devilish as well. Do you know what I mean? He was saying, what was he saying? He said, shut up and F off. Like, he was very direct, he was very, like, devilish, I'd say, you know, from what I thought BTS members were about, you know, with them being on such a high pedestal. And maybe this is ignorant of me, but I just assumed that they would be like, I don't know, like God level, where they can't do anything wrong and they can't put a foot wrong and they maybe can't swear or they can't be like a bad boy, you know? Although even RM in Barb and Tiger with his feature, for you man, I'm a doom boy. Whoa! Oi, this is actually hard. I'm a Haegeum. And I like how as well he rhymed Haegeum with the English word rhythm. It's that whole bilingual thing again that these K-pop artists smash out of the park. Ugh. It's what draws me in anyway. He looks sick as well. That hair's fire.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to grow hair that length. I don't think I'd pull it off.
Yeah. 이 노래는 해금, yeah. 올라타봐 지금, yeah. 폭작되는 리듬, 어쩌면 이 또한 또 다른 해금, yeah. 이 노래는 해금, yeah. 올라타봐 지금, yeah. 폭작되는 리듬, 어쩌면 이 또한 또 다른 해금, yeah. 이 노래는 해금, yeah. 올라타봐 지금, yeah. 폭작되는 리듬, 어쩌면 이 또한 또 다른 해금, yeah. 해석되는 자유 개소리는 out 표현들의 자유 어쩌면 누군가의 조금 살고 그러한 자유 일런지 당신의 판단과 추측이 확실히
Whoa, that's a little bit deep for a track like this. I would have just thought that with how hard hitting this track is, that he would have just been on like his confidence on 1,000,009 and he's just talking about like himself or something, but he's spitting bars. He's dropping jewels like he's Spyro and something just hit him. If your convictions are reflected in your judgment and speculations, What? Who do you know is dropping philosophy classes in the middle of a rap session? What? Let's go, bro. I need that again, because that whole freedom of expression thing was sick. Oi, he's dressed like the Devil King out of a Korean Odyssey, bruv.
해석되는 자유 개소리는 out 표현들의 자유 어쩌면 누군가의 조금 살고 그러한
Freedom of expression could be the reason for somebody's death. Could you still consider that freedom? Damn. I apologise if you're new and you were expecting this to be like a regular reaction channel where I just nod at the beat and don't pay attention to the lyrics and don't ask questions and don't try and get to know the artist on a deeper level. If you thought it wasn't going to be that kind of thing, I'm sorry. I'd probably click away now because this might take a while. Like, if the rest of the song is like this as well, this could take a while. What did he just say? Freedom of expression could cost you your life. It's open. He said, no, first he said it's open to interpretation, but out with the nonsense. So it's open to interpretation, meaning like you can say what you want, but it's open for everybody else to interpret it how they're going to interpret it. And that's what freedom of expression is. You can express yourself in the way that you want, but you're not in control of how it's taken. So when you create something, your freedom of expression could be the reason for your death because somebody else could take it a completely different way. Oh my God. That's such like a convoluted way of going about saying that. But I love the way that he's phrased that. The way that he's framed that whole 4-bar scheme. And then to ponder the question, could you still consider that freedom? Oh! I'm actually getting shivers just from like trying to find the meaning of this. I love, oh God, this is my favourite kind of rap. My favourite kind of rap. You have to look, bury yourself deep into it. Could you still consider that freedom? I'm thinking because you could, like, it is the freedom of expression, but then they also have the freedom, it's their right, their choice, to take it how they want to take it. I suppose then the onus is with the artist to make sure they clarify what they mean, maybe, by their statements. And then if somebody still chooses not to believe them, that's on them. They're foolish. Because if you can take something one of two ways and you don't know how they meant it, that's your choice. You take it either way. But if they tell you how they meant it and you still feel like you have to choose between what they meant, that's not okay. You know, they've clarified. Could you still consider that freedom? I'm going all the way back. I'm going all the way back.
Okay.
I don't care.
Yeah. 이 노래는 해금 올라타봐 지금 복잡되는 리듬 어쩌면 이 또한 또 다른 해금 이 노래는 해금 올라타봐 지금 복잡되는 리듬 어쩌면 이 또한 또 다른 해금 이 노래는 해금 올라타봐 지금 복잡되는 리듬 어쩌면 이 또한 또 다른 해금 해석되는 자유 개소리는 out 표현들의 자유 어쩌면 누군가의 조금 살고 그러한 자유 일런지 당신의 판단과 추측이 확실한 신념들이 있는지 당신의 자유와 타인의 자유가 동일한
Also as well, oh my God, do you know how... If you're not like incredibly well versed in rap, I won't expect you to be like gassed on the level that I am by this, but the flow that he's on at the minute that he's patterning, because he had da-da-da and it out, and it ended on such a sharp syllable that I didn't know how he was going to rhyme that with just another one syllable. But the way that he framed it was, the syllable that he rhymed with out was inside of that whole line about judgment and speculation. That's insane. that's the bit for somebody's death. It ended there, but because he carried the bar on after, you didn't even hear it.
이 노래는 해금 yeah. 올라타봐 지금 yeah. 복작되는 리듬 어쩌면 이 또한 또 다른 해금 yeah. 해석되는 자유 yeah. 개소리는 out yeah. 표현들의 자유 어쩌면 누군가의 조금 살고 그거한 자유일런지 당신의 판단과 추측이 확실한 신념들이 있는지 당신의 자유와 타인의 자유가 동일하다 믿는지 그렇다면 주저 말고 올라타봐 금지된 것들로부터 해봐 각자의 취향조차 이해들을 못하는 불행한 이 시대를 살아가는 이들을 위한 이 노래는 금지된 것을 푸는 것뿐이지 허나 자유와 방종의 차이지만 부디 구분하길 yeah. 이 노래는 해금 올라타봐 지금.
Okay, so the whole thing about freedom and self-indulgence, like you can't conflate the two. So it's almost basically going a whole roundabout way of saying too much of anything is a bad thing. You know? Too much of anything is a bad thing. Like water's great for you. You have too much of it, you die. Same with anything, literally anything. Oxygen, for example. Have too much of it, you die, you know? I like this. I like the fact that there is a message and he's clarifying it very clearly. We're not even halfway through, let's go.
불행한 이 시대를 살아가는 이들을 위한 이 노래는 금지된 것을 푸는 것뿐이지
Slows it down.
자유와 방종의 차이지만 부디 구분하길 yeah. 이 노래는 해금 올라타봐 지금 복작되는 리듬
Bro, run.
또 다른 해금 이 노래는 해금 yeah. 올라타봐 지금 yeah. 복작되는 리듬 어쩌면 이 또한 또 다른 해금 yeah. 이 노래는 해금 yeah. 올라타봐 지금 yeah. 복작되는 리듬 어쩌면 이 또한 또 다른 해금
Wait, I'm not joking. When he was just doing that thing at the fish, not only have I done that before, however, didn't look that much of a psycho when I was doing it. He's playing this role really well, like a bandit type of role. Do you know what I mean? It's almost like a Joker-ish type of role. Do you know what I mean? That's all. It's also kind of similar to how, like, the role that Jin was playing in Set Me Free Part 2. He had the tattoos all over him, like the new kind of Joker that Jared Leto played, or Jared Leto, I don't know. But he was like the new kind of Joker. This one's kind of like the Heath Ledger Joker. He's even got the same hair. Are they doing this on purpose? Are they trying to tell the world that they want to go on to something completely different? Because both of them are now doing tracks that I personally wouldn't associate with BTS. This level of rapping is insane. Insane. And he's playing this character so well. Cigarette in his mouth, you know? Or rolly, as they call it in Korea, apparently.
이 노래는 해금 올라타봐 지금 복작되는 리듬 어쩌면 이 또한 또 다른 쏟아지는 정보들은 세상의 자유들을 금지시킨 가동시의 사상의 통일성을 원해 왜 내 머리 앞에 각종 모이즈는 눈을 가리고 이제는 생각에 좌우조차 범의 각종 논란들은 판단들의 혼란들을 야기시키고 또 쉴 틈 없이 생산되네 과연을 금지시킨 건 무엇일까 어쩌면 우리 자신 아닐까 자본의 노예 돈들의 노예.
That pause then, like, that was almost like a pause for thought. And then, oh my god, he's put his slaves to capitalism, slaves to money. Oh my god, and the Joker, the Heath Ledger Joker, burnt all of that cash and said that what was it, Gotham deserves a better class of criminal. Ugh, Gotham deserves. But this was his whole thing about how money doesn't mean anything and people are slaves to greed, to capitalism. Oh. God damn. I mean, that is the thing. When you boil down to it, it's not even money or capitalism. It's just greed. Like, it doesn't, you could replace capitalism with anything. I mean, socialists often talk about this anyway. They have nothing to have in place of capitalism. But even if they did, greed would still be an innate human response. So how are you going to get rid of greed? That's the thing. Even if we don't have money and we walk around with carrots instead of money, there's still going to be some fucker who wants your carrots. It's greed is the problem. That's the thing that needs to stop. It's not capitalism. Capitalism breeds the greed. Of course it does, but there are many things that breed the greed. Breed the greed. That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever said in my life. Breed the greed. I hate how that sounds.
쏟아지는 정보들은 세상의 자유들을 금지시킨 가동시에 사상의 통일성을 원해 왜내 머리 앞에 각종 오이즈는 눈을 가리고 이제는 생각에 좌우조차 범해 각종 논란들은 판단들의 혼란들을 야기시키고 또 쉴 틈 없이 생산되네 과연을 금지시킨 건 무엇일까 어쩌면 우리 자신 아닐까 자본의 노예 돈들의 노예 중고심과 편견 혐오의 노예 유튜브의 노예 플렉스의 노예 이기심과 탐욕이 미쳐나지내 눈 감으면 편해 모든 게 뻔해 이득에 따라서 뻔히 갈리는 견해 시기와 질투에 다들 말해 눈들이 먼해 서로가 서로에게 족쇄를 거는 것도 모른 채 정보의 쓰나미에서 쓸려 내려가지 말
Without realizing they're putting shackles on each other by caring about that stuff. You know, I wear this is the same jumper that I wore in one of my first ever videos. This is the same hat that I've been wearing. I've made money. I'm not built like that, so I understand exactly what he's saying. I understand exactly what he's saying. Unbelievable. Everyone's blinded by envy and jealousy. See? Selfishness and greed have gone off the rails. It's greed. Do you know what it is, actually? I'd put it down to a lack of community. Everybody's trying to live for themselves. Individualism has become the new religion. Individualism, caring about yourself, how you're feeling. Everything's all in your head and what you're doing and how you're feeling. It's individualism. It's dead. Live for something more than yourself. That's how you have to live. And then you start looking at the wider community in a completely different way. That's literally all it is. And of course, people like that, people that live like that, they still get greedy. They still have those notions, those feelings. However, because they live for something more than themselves, that individualism is gone. Completely devoid of that part of the ego that makes them put themselves before other people, you know? I don't know. I think he's preaching something very, very important though. I rate it very, very highly. How are we only halfway through? I like
유튜브의 노예 플렉스의 노예 이기심과 탐욕이 미쳐나지내 눈 감으면 편해 모든 게 뻔해 이득에 따라서 뻔히 갈리는 견해 시기와 질투에 다들 말해 눈들이 먼해 서로가 서로에게 족쇄를 거는 것도 모른 채 정보의 쓰나미에서 쓸려 내려가지 말길 우린 자유와 방종의 차이지만 모두 구분하니 이 노래는 해금 올라타봐 지금 복작되는 리듬
We're putting the shackles on each other. We've got the gun to our own head.
또 다른 해금 이 노래는 해금 올라타봐 지금 복작되는 리듬 어쩌면 이 또한 또 다른 해금 이 노래는 해금 올라타봐 지금 복작되는 리듬 어쩌면 이 또한 또 다른 해금 이 노래는 해금 올라타봐 지금 복작되는 리듬 어쩌면 이 또한 또 다른 해금 이 노래는 해금 올라타봐 지금 복작되는 리듬 어쩌면 이 또한 또 다른 해금
What? You know that last bit was so immersive. He's doing the... That's the same thing the Joker did. That's the same thing that the Joker did. Didn't he though? I lie. I'm not... No. Do you know I think I've gone this entire thing without swearing? Let me just check because there could be something. Agust trilogy. Sick little rhyme there. Okay. Well, that was everything. Okay. Well, I could have done with another 4.5 minutes of that. I'm not gonna lie. That last like minute was so immersive. Like, it was basically him battling with his own mind state, because he literally said like, we put those shackles on each other. Like, we do that to ourselves. We do that to ourselves by being bothered about these things and constantly trying to get the next best thing, or, you know, we strive for these things and invite greed and jealousy and envy. We invite that stuff into our lives, so we're doing it to ourselves. Holy goddamn. There's a lot to think about, like, just on that one record, there's so much to think about. In that first verse, gave so much to think about, so much to open up and dissect and try and find out where his headspace was when he was creating this. I imagine he was just flicking through Instagram, maybe just looking at like the fans' Twitters or the fans' Instagrams or something, just seeing like what people spend their time on, what people spend their money on, and what people's comment sections look like, you know. I don't know. People are evil, you know, but also, you know, people are good, and I believe that in part people are more good than they are evil. I believe that. I just believe that we have to encourage the good in people instead of putting so much emphasis and so much exposure and so much attention onto the badness and onto bad stuff, you know. The media's worse than anybody else. I don't even mean social media, because we're in control of what social media is, because it's ran by us basically, you know. We put all the comments out there, we put the videos on there, that's us. I just mean media. And all they do is just bad news after bad news after bad news, because they know that gets more clicks than a story about, you know, a man helping an old woman across the street, you know. The nice stuff doesn't get the views. And even when it does, it's met with hate, because that's what our society's bred to be like, you know. Mr. Beast curing blindness in children, and people somehow calling that like white supremacy or some shit, I don't know. So stupid, man. Everyone's always gonna find a way to hate, you know. But you just gotta try and put more good out there, you know. Try and put as much positivity as you can out there, especially like to you and your community, your loved ones, the, you know, close-knit people around you. I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. That's this guy's fault. The amount of thought and the amount of ideas that went into this whole track, not even just the song. The way that the beat was, it was dramatic, there were pauses, but also the video, everything very well thought out. I genuinely really enjoyed this. I know that Agust is obviously known for this, and thankfully this wasn't as hard as, you know, something like that can force me to break a chair or put a hole through my floor. Anything could happen, so thank you very much to him for not making this an absolute barnstormer, not putting like a drop in there or something, because that might have killed me off. But this is rap at one of its finest levels. I'm all about it. It's been your boy TeddyGrey on stuff. Deuces.